Thank you for joining us at Beerfish Fanatics. And this episode is actually brought to you by Whisker Secret Tackle.
So make sure you guys go to whiskersecret.com for all your catfishing gear.
Enjoy the episode, guys.
This is gonna be here. I got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You don't want to do the Colorado?
No, not
tradition?
the Colorado. We don't have to do the Colorado tradition, but because it just I don't know. We can hear it pop. There we go. Yeah, people like that sound.
It's a good way to kick it off.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, man.
Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that does taste pretty good. It's been a pretty long week at work. But anyways, welcome back to the Bearfish Fanatics podcast, guys. This is Kit with the Fishing Kit YouTube channel. And today we are without Grandy. I know it's weird. I think this is going to be the first podcast where I am the one leading the charge. Grandy, I guess I'll tell you guys a little backstory. So Grandy, he's gonna be stepping away from the podcast and just, I think, the videos and all that stuff. He's gonna be focusing on some stuff. He didn't go into all the details with me, but he's just got to step away and focus on other things right now. So it's not the good time for him to be, recording videos, drinking beer, talking fishing. So I'll just leave it there, and I don't want to, speak on his behalf. But for the foreseeable future, it's just gonna be me. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I could keep up with the pace that we used to do. So I think the podcast might slow down as far as podcasts. Maybe not every week, maybe every other week. I don't know. It's up in the air right now. I don't know. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to continue by myself for now until Grandy's ready to come back. If he comes back, I don't know what's going on.
But you texted me, so we're here doing something.
Yeah, we're doing at least one more episode. So it's either a new beginning or the beginning of the end.
That sounds kind of sad.
But who knows? I mean, Grandy might just be gone for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Anyways, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Jeremy, aka Butters. Most of you know me.
Yeah, you guys might have seen him in my fishing videos. If not, this is my buddy Jeremy Butters.
I'm in the process of starting my YouTube channel.
He's another wannabe YouTuber.
Yeah. So you have to stay tuned, and eventually, when I get that all together, we'll launch it out on the air.
You showed me your name. Do you want to throw that out there yet, or do you want to wait?
We could give it to them. I mean, it's not like they can see any videos on there or anything. But my YouTube name is Central Iowa Angler.
Very clever.
CIA. So, what I've found out is it's just as much time and effort as you put into catching fish. On the editing side of things, it's a lot of work, guys.
It's like twice the amount of work.
I'm not really a technically sound person when it comes to technology. I'm not a big techie person, so it's all a learning experience. And as I'm going through the editing process, I'm learning as I'm going, and it can be frustrating.
Yeah, I've been there too, so I know what it's like. I have no background in video, no editing skills. I was just looking up on YouTube. I know what kind of videos I like to watch. And I try my best to make videos that I would watch. I don't know. It's just it's an interesting learning experience until you get in the groove. You'll try different things, and then you'll struggle, but you eventually find like a niche or a rhythm that you like.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing I do like about it is it's making me uncomfortable.
What do you mean uncomfortable?
It's making me get out of my box, out of my norm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not somebody that normally would spend 6 hours on a computer trying to edit videos and stuff, and I'm just not somebody that sits in front of screens, is what I'm basically saying. I'm usually outdoors, and that's my passion, and that's where I belong. But people have asked me to put some content out there, and I might as well. I'm already out there fishing, so I think I'm gonna launch it and give it a full go and give it my best shot.
All right, man. Good luck to you.
Thanks, man.
Just stick with it as best you can.
Yeah.
I know not everybody can just make videos. It takes quite a bit of effort. Like I was saying earlier, I'd say it kind of doubles your efforts because you got to go out, fish, catch the fish, and then you got to go home.
You got to hope the audio is good.
You got to hope the audio is good. Put it all together in some kind of cohesive manner.
Some kind of entertaining way.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it'd be good for yourself to look back on. And if people want to watch it, then sure.
Honestly, I've said it before. That's more, when I've toyed around with the idea of it, that's more, that's the main thing, is that I can look back and have those memories, when I'm not able to go out fishing. And
yeah,
that's cool. I can show that to people when I get old and farting around old folks home somewhere, chasing nurses.
I mean, if Grandy can do it, you can do it.
Good point.
Here, cheers.
Good point.
Yeah, to Grandy.
Wish you were here, Grandy.
So what are we drinking today here?
We are drinking some Pseudo Sue. It's a pale ale from Toppling Goliath.
Yep, Decorah, Iowa. One of my favorite beers. It used to be like the beer I'd buy all the time. And a lot of my friends, or it's not so much the case anymore, but before everybody started drinking craft beers and stuff, I'm not saying I was the first guy to do it out of my group of friends, but I'd just go out, buy Toppling Goliath, and nobody else would want to drink it, and it was more beer for me. And man, it's so good. It's still really good. I don't drink it as often as I used to, but I can always go back to this beer.
First time I had it, you actually introduced me to it. I think we were ice fishing.
Probably.
I think we were ice fishing for kitties.
Probably. Let me read the thing on the back here. The single hop pale ale showcases the Citra hop for a well-balanced beer that is delicate in body with a mild bitterness in the finish. Ferocious hop aromas of citrus and mango give a refreshing taste that is bright with just enough bite. I think that kind of nails it. It's a little bitter, but not super bitter, and it's got this citrusiness to it. And if you listen to our podcast before, I mentioned that I like citrusy beers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is actually a beer that I could probably drink more than just a couple, and still, because sometimes you drink craft beer and you get a little full.
Yeah, it is heavier compared to your light beers.
This I could drink like 4 or 5 and still I could still feel okay as far as like not being too full.
Yeah, well, that's the point of those light beers. You can crush 6, 7. I mean, probably not the best choice. 8, 9, 10 of them.
Look at me, I could drink canned water.
But like, craft beers are to be savored. I think you drink 1 or 2. I guess 3 or 4 if you want. But 1 or 2 of these, and I'm usually good to go for the rest of the night.
They're pretty good. I like them.
Anyways, I'm going to hop back to talking about Grandy. So a lot of you guys don't know, Grandy was kind of the driving force behind the podcast. All those guests that we had, like Jay Siemens, Taro Murata, Christine Fisher, that was all Gourds.
Yeah.
I was basically, I was just there. And for the most part, he'd be the one that gave me that little push. I didn't I'm gonna be honest. I never even told Grandy this, but he'll hear when he listens. I don't always want to do the podcast, but after I get in there and do it, I have a good time and I don't regret it.
Yeah.
So I don't always have the drive to do it, but he kind of pushed me in that direction, and I always enjoyed it.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, he was the guy that's doing all the work behind the scenes. Sure, I'd be there. I'd edit every other podcast. Maybe I pulled in one or two guests, which were people I already knew, so it wasn't that difficult anyway. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll find a stride, and then I'll be able to do this like it's second nature.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I don't think I could keep it up every week on top of my weekly videos, and I've been thinking about doing 2 fishing videos a week, but I don't know. It's a lot of stuff to juggle.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of editing.
A lot of editing, a lot of recording. So, but I'll do my best, and hopefully Grandy will be back before we know it. Anyways, let's talk about fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on our last podcast, I think I talked about how
Struggle.
I had a rough start to this season. Oops, phone's going off. Sorry, I gotta.
Yeah, the on the last podcast, you guys were talking about your first couple trips out, which I was actually with you on those trips.
Yeah, you were there on the fishing trips, but not there on the podcast.
Correct.
And those first 2 trips were rough.
We were grinding.
17 hours.
The one day we should have left at noon.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember talking about okay,
But
it's lunchtime. Oh, we'll wait till lunch, and then we're done eating. We'll wait till the power hour.
We'll wait till the fish swim back by.
Yeah, and then the sun's almost going down. We'll wait out till the sun goes down. Not worth it. Should have just left during lunch.
Sometimes the fish just don't cooperate.
I know, but that's fishing though. But there is a redemption story, because me and you went back. Well, not back to this specific spot, but we went back out on the ice, and man, we probably caught more fish than we can count.
Those 2 days easily.
Between those 2 days,
Between
the
the 2 days easily. I've been ice fishing for 3 years, which is a small sample, but the numbers wise, for the 2 days combined on those trips, I mean, that's most fish I've put topside personally.
Probably like a couple hundred between those 2 days.
Or seen come topside. I mean, it was insane.
Yeah, and it's not like we're catching 6-inch, 7-inch bluegills all day. It was crappies, white bass, wiper, catfish. Those were the 4 main species we were catching.
The crappie were. You get a good school coming through, and man, I was getting worked up with the pinhead. And
Butters is a crappie guy. I mean, he's not wearing it right now, but he's got a Crappie Chronicles sweater. And do you have a hat too, or what?
Yeah, somewhere in my hat collection.
Butters is a crappie guy, and he caught a ton of really nice crappies that day.
Yeah, it was fun. That was a blast, man.
Yeah, numbers.
That's not what we went there for either. But it was just kind of it's kind of like ADD with fishing. When you see them on the screen, you're like, well, I know they're suspended. I just use a Vexilar FLX 12, and from my experience in fishing, I know that suspended marks are usually crappie, but
man, that spot. Anything could be suspended. Wiper, catfish, crappie,
we found that
white
out.
bass.
We found that out because it was everything was suspended that day, both days. From
basically 12 feet down to 25 feet, we could catch fish, and it'd be like a shot in the dark what kind of fish it would be.
Yeah,
because we're catching crappies, white bass, wipers on the bottom, catching them suspended, catching them right in between. It really made up for those first 2 days. Those first 2 days, I was like, man, ice fishing kind of sucks.
But it makes it worth it though when you have those days like that. I've said that before about open water fishing too. You know, I think you gotta have some struggle before you get rewarded with good days of fishing.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise it doesn't really balance out. You can't go out and catch them every single time.
No, but man, that spot 2 days in a row, I I could just finish my season right there and call it good. Like
Right,
man,
right.
it was a blast those
Yeah.
last 2 days. Of course, that ain't ever gonna happen.
No.
I don't know what do you think it was that we were doing, or the spot, or the lure? What do you think it was?
That had the fish all fired up.
Yeah, was it the weather? The weather? I don't.
I think
it's a lot of stuff.
I think there was a lot of things that combined, but I think it was the location that we were fishing. I think the weather had something to do with it because it was a mildly warmer day
It was.
for ice fishing in Iowa.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, because on the way down there, I was just trying to think of, okay, we gotta grab this, and the heater. Like, oh, we gotta grab the heater and put it somewhere. And then I was like, wait a minute, I don't think I brought the heater. I'm like, holy shit! But luckily, it was mid-40s that day, and we didn't need the heater anyways, so it didn't matter.
No, we didn't. Could have cooked in that thing.
Yeah,
It was so warm out.
Luckily, it made our drag lighter, because this spot, it is not easy to get to.
You got to be a little bit in shape to get to this spot, which
you
is
gotta
nice.
work.
Which is nice because it keeps the crowds away from the spot for the most part. So.
Oh yeah. Another thing about this spot is, like he was saying, I don't know if you could pinpoint it to the accessibility exactly, but there is not a lot of pressure there, and that probably worked out in our favor because the fish aren't seeing 20 cast masters
Yeah.
every hour, and there isn't foot traffic constantly
They're
going.
not hearing 30 to 60 holes drilled an hour.
Yeah, it's just 6 holes the whole day that we drilled. And that's it.
We didn't even have to drill holes the second day.
Yeah, the second day,
We just went right back to
the
our
weather
same
was so
spot.
mild. We went back to our exact same holes and caught a pile of fish. We didn't even need to bring our augers, but we did bring them just in
Yeah.
case, because it's fishing.
You never know, the fish could have moved.
We could have moved, but
Which they were moving through that area. It's not like they were specifically staying in that one spot.
yeah,
you
but
know.
2 days in a row. Could it be a fluke? Could we go there this Saturday or Sunday and not catch shit?
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out, but it could totally happen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It was a blast.
Yeah. It was the 1 in 10 trips or 1 in 20 trips. The first day, I actually caught more fish than fishing kit. It was a sight to behold. Actually, he was getting frustrated at one point in the afternoon.
Yeah, towards the afternoon bite, I could not hook a dang fish, and I try not to cuss in my videos, but Butters told me he'd never heard me cuss so much before.
No, not in one day. I've never heard fishing kit cuss so much. But that next day, the roles reversed. I got my butt kicked, and then I struggled in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We went in the afternoon, but I struggled for a good hour or so, and I wasn't catching fish.
Right.
But
So things went back to normal.
yeah, things went back to normal.
Oh man. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? And Grandy, shout outs to him. He'd come up with a bunch of questions and stuff.
Yeah.
And now I gotta be the one that think of, what are we gonna talk about next? What'd you think about the meager ring with lettuce and the jail?
That's hands down my favorite way to eat fish. Like right now,
Dude,
It's this guy, man. He whipped up some bomb sauce, some jail sauce,
You know, it's like meow,
and then
but with the J, jail.
he had fresh lettuce wraps to go with the crappie that we had caught, and
Well, you caught most of the crappies. I just like, okay, I'm gonna grab these and clean these.
he cleaned it up, whipped it up on the ice, made the noodles right there, and it was hands down the most delicious way I've eaten fish so far. Just
pretty good.
Just the sauce alone, I think that sauce would be good on a lot of things. It's like it's hard to explain it, but there were a lot of different flavors exploding on my taste buds, and it was amazing. Like, and the lettuce, just the freshness of that,
freshness of the lettuce
with the noodles. That the combination with the fresh fish is, I highly recommend you guys try it. It's good stuff.
Well, I have a recipe for the sauce on my TikTok. Actually, I think it might be on my YouTube also. But it's a spicy dipping sauce called jail. Or gel som to be more specific. It basically means sour pepper sauce. Because it is salty.
Yeah.
It is sour.
It's got a little bit of bitterness to it.
Yeah.
But
Probably from the skins from the pepper. Yeah, it's spicy. Yeah, it's sweet, salty, spicy, savory, sour, all that going on in
so
one
good.
sauce.
So
It is
good.
pretty good. I guess if I had something culinary wise, it would be that sauce.
Yeah, that sauce is fire, man.
Yeah, I
That's
actually
good.
ended up getting Popeye's chicken and then dipping that sauce or dipping it into that sauce last night.
Pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, Popeye's chicken is kind of salty, so it was a little much to do it with Popeye's chicken,
Yeah.
but it was still good. I think I'm gonna trying to do that one thing I showed you. It's called bun pa, basically fish wraps, but
Yeah.
the traditional way with even more toppings and a different sauce, a pineapple sauce, which is kind of the same concept. It's sweet, salty, savory, spicy, but man, a lot more toppings.
Yeah.
A lot fresher because there's a lot more fresher ingredients like herbs, cucumber, cilantro, lettuce, and tomatoes if you want. I'm gonna have to try it. I gotta learn how to make that sauce though.
This guy's making me hungry over here talking about food.
Dude, make that on the ice. That'd be something.
What's the next meal that you want to
Next
cook on the ice?
On the ice, steak.
Steak?
So our original plan last weekend was to camp on the ice.
Butters was scared.
Well, that and I was actually kind of nervous about it too because we've been having super mild weather here in central Iowa, and my buddy went out to the spot. He's like, "Hey, I heard you're going out to blah blah blah, and you better watch your ass because some spots are like 3 inches, some spots are like 5." I was like, man, and the highs for the weekend was in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I want to camp, but I also don't want to wake up underwater. And then we even tossed around the idea of camping at another spot which had better ice, but we eventually settled on we'll just go fish this spot and not camp
All day and eat lunch.
all day,
on the
eat
ice.
lunch, and it worked out pretty good.
Stay for the afternoon and evening bite if there was one.
Man, the late afternoon bite was on fuego.
Yeah, that 3 to 4,
3 to 4, but after 5 o'clock,
and then 4 to 5, and then after 5 it just died.
yeah, just died off. The fish were there, but they did not want to bite. So maybe it was a good thing we did camp. We could have just stayed there all night and caught like 3 fish.
Might have caught a kitty or two at night, or maybe a walleye,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
who knows? I'm actually making some shorts of my camping trips from last year.
Are you?
Yeah, those shorts, man. I didn't really do shorts very much. I had like a little stretch where I did them. I made a few, and then I started making them again. And I don't know. That's another good way to gain some subs.
Is it
too.
like YouTube's way of competing with TikTok?
Yeah, it's basically YouTube's version of TikTok videos.
Yeah.
They're like a minute long. They keep repeating themselves. You don't really gain too much by watching them, but people love watching them.
Yeah. Less time.
Yeah,
Not
less time.
everybody has time to watch a 45 to
45
50-minute fishing video.
Yeah, fishing kit video, 45 minutes.
That's the other thing that I was struggling with was how long do I make a video? When should I cut it off? You know, all these things.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask your audience to watch a whole 45-minute video.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just do it anyways. If it's 45 minutes, people can watch. They can skip through, whatever.
I feel like a half an hour to 45 minutes isn't too much, but I don't know.
I don't know what the magic number is.
I don't know.
I'm not a big, YouTuber. So you're asking the wrong guy.
You'd have to ask YouTube themselves.
We'd have to ask Spencer, River Certified.
What are the analytics on 20-minute videos versus 35-minute videos?
Right. It just depends on the content, really.
Right. I think if you keep people entertained, they'll watch all the way till the end. It's not going to matter.
Well, I kind of want to share something personal.
Uh-oh.
So yesterday, my mom went to the hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Oh, well, thanks. Well, turns out, she's okay. It's nothing super serious.
Okay.
But she had to take an ambulance there because she was at work, and I think, she was trying to call me, but I had a contractor over here because I think I'm going to get a new roof and stuff. So, yeah. So I didn't answer her phone call, and then after we were done with the contractor, I looked at my phone, and she said, hey, I need to go to the hospital. Can you pick me up from work? Yeah. And I called, and eventually got to the point where she, took an ambulance to the hospital. And when I get there, somebody goes, Kit? Like in the waiting room.
In the emergency room?
At the ER.
Yeah.
Someone's like, Kit? I'm like, what the who? Like, who would know me here of all places? And it was Keith Mackey, Bucket Boys.
Really?
He's the one that drove her to the hospital.
Oh.
So shout outs to Keith, man.
Small world.
I know. So keep up the good work, Keith.
Cool.
I mean, he's, out there saving lives and stuff. I mean, not saying that my mom's life was in danger, but I'm pretty sure he's been in situations where he was the guy saving people. Yeah,
and shout out to all the first responders. I don't know if you guys watch NFL football, but recently there was an incident in that game that actually ended the game. The young man had a heart attack on the field, and they had to perform CPR and AED, and they ended up saving his life.
Well, yeah,
Damar Hamlin, I believe,
something like
his name, and he's responding positively now. So, shout out to all the first responders out there. My mom's a nurse, and it's an admirable field to work in. I don't, we talk about mental health. Think about the mental health of first responders and police officers and firefighters.
Right.
The stuff that they have to go through on a daily basis. It's pretty tough, man. Yeah. They got to get right back up and go into work the next day like nothing happened. And it takes a special person to deal with stuff like that and strap on your shoes and go into work every day. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, this is crazy. Before Grandy decided to take a break from the podcast, we were supposed to record with the Bucket Boys tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's crazy how that all happens.
I know, that is crazy. I hope they listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a crazy story.
We'll have to get with them out on the ice this year.
Yeah, for sure. They like catching fish with stripes too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, people give them some shit for a certain video, but they learned their lesson.
I don't know. I'm just getting into the recording world, so
You'll understand soon.
I'm already kind of seasoned in not giving away fishing spots as it is, and I think if you're putting content out there, I don't know. It's a pretty local lake. That video.
Which video? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, but it's a pretty local lake.
Yeah, for local, central.
A lot of people fish it.
A lot of people do fish it.
So,
I mean, that's every lake in central
I mean,
Iowa.
it is. I mean,
A lot of people fish. We don't have a whole bunch of different bodies of water, and the bodies of water that we do have get hit a ton. And I gotta start the video again. BRB.
just sink it with the burp.
The burp is not as consistent as the clap.
clap.
All right. Anyways, where were we? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, places in Iowa get a ton of pressure because we don't have a ton of lakes to fish, and the few places that we do, everybody else is fishing them too.
The bigger bodies of water, yeah.
Yeah, the bigger bodies.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this weather that we had.
It's been crazy, man.
This weather sucks.
We had what, two inches of rain on Monday?
Something like that, an inch or two.
I haven't even dared to even try and go look at anything. I'm sure I could get out and fish somewhere.
Yeah, actually, we ended up getting out before the big storm system moved through on Monday. Wait, was it Monday or Tuesday?
It was Monday.
Monday. Oh yeah, it was a holiday, and I had to go to work, and I was not happy. I did not plan on fishing, and then I left work around noon. I was like, I got some time, but I got to go home, get all my stuff. I wanted to go back to the honey hole, but I knew we didn't have enough time. So I hit up Butters like, "Hey, you fishing?"
I wasn't planning on it.
Right? Yeah, I didn't plan on it
but
either.
he asked if we wanted to go somewhere locally. And then we debated on going somewhere like an hour away. And
Yeah, it's like,
on the way to the local place, and we ended up going to somewhere local and
Caught a bunch of bluegills.
we pulled into the parking lot, and there was like 15, 18 trucks.
Yeah, there was a ton of people. That parking lot was 3/4 of the way full. I feel like
I couldn't believe how many people were out there.
Yeah, I was like, man, do we leave? But then if we leave, we're gonna have less time to fish.
Yep.
We're gonna have to drive to. I had no backup plan. I was like, all right, we're here. F it. We'll just fish it.
Which I'd never ice fish there, and I'd only open water fish there one time.
Yeah, I used to go there early ice every year for like the first 2 or 3 years I was ice fishing, and that was my first time back in like 2 years.
Yeah.
It was a ton of pressure. Took us a while to find the fish, but once we did, it was nonstop. This was like the bluegill catch. I don't know, 50.
It was a bluegill beatdown.
It was.
I mean, we both caught easily over 50 apiece. I mean, 25 apiece.
Yeah.
And I personally could have kept 10 fish myself, but I still had plenty of crappie.
Right.
So I was just catching and releasing. And then it started raining on us.
Well, dude,
But
my bibs.
I didn't care because we were catching.
Yeah, we were catching. I was like, man, it's raining. I was like, I even looked at Butters like, is it time? And then we just waited out. The rain would stop for a little bit.
Yeah, it quit
then
for a second.
Start up again. But that night, man, it rained a grip. It rained a shitload.
At least 2 inches.
Yeah. I don't have the exact measurement, but I don't know what we got in our area, but it was about an inch. I'm guessing some other areas got more. Places up north got a bunch of ice. Some people got a bunch of snow. Yeah. Like, jeez. And I was really thinking about our ice. I was like, man, most people, they're like, it'll be fine. Which, for the most part, it is fine, but it'll eat away at the areas that weren't fine before.
Right.
Like the edges or an area where a creek flows through or the holes, especially on a lake that we went to where there was 50 people out there and who knows how many holes are out there. Once that water starts flowing through the holes, it starts opening stuff up.
Yeah. Makes that whole area soft. That's why it's important, guys, to always use your spud bar. Especially right now when the ice conditions aren't what am I looking for here? Consistent.
Yeah, consistent.
Because the weather's been so inconsistent. We had rain and then it was warm. for a day and a half, and then
Windy too.
windy. You had wind on top of that, and then it just snowed a little bit.
Yeah, it snowed a little bit, but
Not a bunch, but
all the wet stuff froze over, from what I've seen, like
yeah, pictures
little
and stuff.
ponds
Yeah.
and pictures. I mean, it's probably not very thick, but there isn't really any water sitting on top of the ice anymore right now, and temperatures are still pretty mild, mid-30s during the daytime, 20s at night, which isn't terrible, but at least during the week, I wish it'd be in the teens and then jump back up into the 30s on the weekend.
It sucks because Monday it's supposed to be okay over the weekend, but Monday they're forecasting like a high of 44 again.
Yeah, mid-40s.
44, then 25.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not asking for bitter cold to be here, but
It could be a little colder.
I wish it wasn't creeping up into the 40s because I don't know. I want to go farther south, east, west, to different states and try a different body of water.
We want to
a new
venture.
species.
We want to venture to other areas, and the colder it is in our region, the further we can go explore other like states, other bodies of water.
Right, where we've never ice fished before.
Yes, exactly. Because there's a spot in mind, and it's already a short window, and with this super mild weather, that window might not even happen this year.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What you got going on this weekend?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ice fishing somewhere.
Ice fishing.
That's the plan.
So do we go back to the same honey hole, or do we go to another body of water? Because that other spot we were talking about, I wouldn't mind going there. There's, we got the honey hole, but there's not really a good. We haven't really caught any walleyes there. I wouldn't mind catching some walleyes.
Maybe go that spot Saturday.
Yeah, either one. Maybe we could go to the closer one Saturday, and then on Sunday go back to the honey hole.
Yeah.
Because we'll give it an extra day to refreeze. Because
So
the ice isn't as good at the honey hole.
And if we go to the one body of water,
Trying to be all secretive.
if we go to the one body of water, we can fish the afternoon evening bite because that lake does have an evening bite.
And there's a few lakes in the area too, so we could even go to
Right,
one.
and if that bite's not happening, we can hop over.
We could bounce
we have
from
options there.
yeah, we could bounce from body of water to body of water.
If the other body of water, you don't really need options. It's just
It's just
I've been to this spot 4 or 5 times now, and I've not had a bad experience on there. So
right.
minus dropping my phone.
It can be relatively slow, but even there, a relatively slow day could beat the shit out of a good day at another body of water.
Easily. Your term relatively slow, though, to me.
Okay, instead of catching 60 fish, we catch like 25.
Your term relatively, but that's a good day in most people's eyes.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
That's a slow day.
Well, for this particular body of water, it's
right.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah. I got you.
I know we probably wouldn't catch as many fish if we go elsewhere, but I wouldn't mind catching a bigger walleye.
Yeah, and you have a shot there.
And the catfish are more consistent. There's not nearly as many,
but they're big.
Yeah, the size wise,
they're big.
The ones that you do catch are pretty dang nice.
If you get one there, they're big.
Yeah, like 10 pounders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind catching another 13 to 14 pound catfish through the ice.
Oh, dude,
that was fun there. You caught a big one there too.
Yeah, I caught a big one there.
Only thing you haven't caught there is a big walleye.
A big walleye. You
caught a nice one there
eater
last
walleye.
year. Yeah,
eater walleye.
Matt's lucky ass caught that 23 last year, which is still swimming.
Still swimming.
Swimming.
Matt's fish was really nice.
Yeah,
it was a really nice.
It was a
suicide fish.
It was a suicide fish for one. For two, it was one of those fish that When I initially saw it, I thought it was like 26, 27
thick.
inches.
It was
because
super
of
thick.
how thick it was.
Yeah, thick and tall.
But it was actually only 23. But it was a nice fish. I've caught a 28 and a 27 from that lake, and I put the 27 back last year, so there's probably a 28, 29 inch walleye swimming around in there still.
You know what? Now that I think about it, the walleye I caught like that second day we went,
Yeah,
that might be my biggest walleye
through the ice.
Yeah, like a modest 19.
It was 20 at least.
I don't know. When you say at least, I don't know. I'm
Minimum.
like maybe
Minimum.
For me, it's like maybe 20.
I've caught
maybe
enough
20.
19, 20 inch walleyes.
Whoa, walleye guy.
It's at least 20. Not trying to sound cocky.
I'll just call it 19-ish. 19-ish.
19-ish.
Yeah, that's my biggest.
You're always
walleye.
super modest though. You always take it down like an inch or two.
Well, I don't want to be that
You
guy.
don't want to over round.
I don't want to be that guy that holds up fish like this is at least a 15-pounder, and
No, it's
like, come on, dude, your fish is a 5-pounder.
This is a 14-inch crappie, and it's only like an 11.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, people, I don't know. It's whatever. But do we camp this weekend? It's still, I don't know. We're still coming off of that bad weather system.
I don't know. I'd feel better.
We'll give it one more week.
It depends on where we're at and how much ice is on the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, I feel comfortable sleeping on 5 to 6 inches of ice.
Yeah.
If there's 5 to 6 inches, I don't have a problem sleeping.
I think
on it.
most places are 5 to 6.
Yeah.
But there's going to be thin spots because of the rain. We'll give it another week just to be safe. It's a lot more work trying to camp on the ice. And I do want to camp at the honey hole.
It's more gear.
Dude, like at the honey hole, we try to pack as light as we can, and it's still a lot of shit.
You need to buy a wagon.
A wagon.
Yeah.
Need to buy a snow dog.
Yeah, just need to borrow Matt's snow dog for a weekend.
Borrow Matt's snow dog. I don't think he'll camp. He had a bad experience with camping, his first time out on the ice, and that probably ruined it for him. He'll probably never camp on the ice for his entire life.
If my heater ran out on me in the middle of ice camping, I'd probably have a bad experience too. But
Yeah, it wouldn't stop me from doing it.
No,
ever again.
I'd try it again.
But
you know.
I know Matt too well. Once he swears off something, it's like if you cut off a family member, it's like that. You never talk to him for the rest. Like, you're cut off. Never talking to you ever again. Like, he'll cut off ice camping from that bad experience.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I mean, I had fun this year when I went up to Mille Lacs.
I think he'd be more of an ice castle guy if he was going to sleep on the ice.
I'm not gonna lie. I watch videos and I see people do it.
It'd be fun. I would do it, but I'd also roughing it out in a otter hub.
I think there's something to be said about grinding it out in a shack. You know, not sleeping in luxury like that with TVs and microwaves and ovens and.
You're roughing it.
I mean, I think it's cooler that way. You know, I think you're actually earning it.
It's
for every fish that you catch, it's a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
You're
I'd compare it to tent camping and RV camping.
You're putting in the work. You're going out on the ice.
I think it's more work than just regular tent camping at at Red Rock Lake or whatever. Bringing in a tent and camping out there versus someone with a big old motorhome. I'd compare it to like that.
To roughing it.
Yeah, but I'd say ice camping is even rougher because conditions suck.
You got to worry about the weather. That's always a big factor. And you have to have heat. That's the number one thing, because if you're not comfortable, you don't want to be out there.
Dude, did I tell you about my new sleeping bag?
You said it was like -40 or
-25. That's what it's rated for.
But it's huge.
Yeah, so my old sleeping bag, the reason why I got a new sleeping bag is because I wanted one that was colder and the other sleeping bag I had was a mummy style. Basically, you just think of a mummy in a sarcophagus.
Yeah.
It's basically the sleeping bag is shaped like that, so it's super tight, and you don't really have a bunch of room.
Yeah.
But the positive side is that they compact down really tight, so you can pack them down pretty small. So I got a regular style sleeping bag where it's just a rectangle, and it's rated for lower temperature. And when I saw the box, I was like, "Holy shit, that is a big ass box for a sleeping bag." I pull it out. That thing is like, it's like this, dude. It is
That big?
huge.
So it's gonna take up all that space.
It's gonna take up a shitload of space,
Man.
but I'm pretty sure it'll be super warm.
Oh yeah.
And I'll have plenty of room to spread my legs out. Because in that mummy bag, I don't know, I like spreading my legs when I sleep.
You like having movement of your legs.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You don't like to be.
Not spread eagle. I just like to move my legs around, and not just sleep straight up, straight, just, arms down to my sides, legs straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like sleeping like I like sleeping on my side and, kicking one leg out or whatever. It's hard to do that in a mummy bag. But man, this other bag's freaking huge.
Yeah. Not something you can pack on a kayak and float with down the river, huh?
No, I would need like a 50-liter bag just for the sleeping bag. And even then, it might not be big enough because it is so big, dude.
Yeah. I actually need a new sleeping bag. The one I took up to Minnesota and used is the same one that I used when I was camping this summer, and it's got at the feet of it doesn't close up.
Oh, dude.
So I was just letting cold air into my sleeping bag all night, and I don't know. I already toss and turn a lot as it is, and I'm definitely gonna be buying a new sleeping bag before I go ice camping again.
It gets cold. It gets cold. I'm excited for it, even though I know it's a lot of work, and I probably won't sleep for shit, and the fishing at night will probably suck.
You never know.
I've never had a good day of night fishing.
It could be fire.
It could be.
It could be.
It could be.
You never know.
But at the same time, if I'm trying to sleep, I don't want to be woken up from like a jaw jacker going on.
I've seen some pretty.
Actually, at the same time, yeah, I do want that to happen. Never mind. I take that back.
I've seen some
Let
pretty.
me fix my face.
Crazy night bites before. Granted, they were on smaller bodies of water at night, but like ponds.
See, we aren't going to be camping on a pond.
I know. But if I think in my head that it's a pond, maybe the night bite will happen.
That don't matter. It's what the fish. It's what the fish think.
Oh.
I guess I'm kind of a pessimist when it comes to the night bite, because I have not been on a good night bite, except for the video coming up for next week, where I actually, for the first time, got on a good night bite catfish through the ice.
From last season.
From last season.
From last season.
I think you were there. Yeah, you were.
Was that the night I lost that fish?
Yes. It was that night.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good day.
That
though.
was a good night.
That was a really good day.
I think I had caught like 4 or 5 kitties at that point, so I wasn't too upset.
And freaking Bo, man, he forgot his flasher.
He didn't need it.
Yeah, he didn't need it. He was literally
He was catching more fish than we were.
Yeah,
I felt like
at the beginning, yeah. And he would literally be setting up a jaw jacker, and it'd go off while he was setting it up. It's because a fish already bit it before he even put the thing in the trigger, which is crazy.
Yeah, I had a day like that last year when I was with Matt.
Oh, Matty Ice.
Yeah, we were fishing for kitties, and I think it was 3 drops in a row. Literally dropping it down, and I don't even get it to the bottom, and I get bit. Let the fish go, rebait, drop it down, and as I'm dropping it down, I get hit again. It happened 3 times, and Matt was like, "What the hell is going on?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Dude, it's because I don't even want to give away details about this, but There's a lot of good sized catfish in there.
Yeah, I got broke off, what, 4 or 5 times last year there.
I've got broken off one time there. And it's because I run swivels on all my setups because I just want to eliminate line twist as much as possible. But the swivel got wedged into the ice and the fish broke off. I still had my swivel.
Yeah.
But that's just one more thing to fail. That doesn't stop me from running a swivel, though. I still always run a swivel.
I'm gonna be running thicker line this year when I'm fishing there, so I'm not gonna be as worried about busting off.
See, I'm gonna re-spool my whisker seeker sticks with a heavier braid because I want to go target some big fish through the ice if it freezes. With this weather, I don't know. It might not happen.
We need a polar vortex.
Yeah, it might not happen. But it would be cool because people were doing it last year, and that's only because it was super cold. And so far this year, it has not been super. I mean, it was a few weeks ago, but the way things are going, I don't think this particular body of water is gonna get cold enough to freeze enough for us to go out there and chase these fish
Safely.
But I don't know. I'll just call the bait shop down there in a month.
Find out.
See, yeah, get a feel for the lay of the land or whatever.
It'd be cool. I'm looking forward to going fishing for whitefish.
Yeah,
It'd be something different.
whitefish. It's weird. They just look like big bait fish,
They do.
but people love them.
I hear they're good.
Yeah, a lot of people
Good
smoke
eating.
them. It's weird. Like, why this fish? I wonder why. I mean, it must be that good.
I don't know. If we get some to bring back, I've got a buddy. He likes smoking stuff.
Well, I would just try it fried, see how that goes.
Yeah.
Maybe baked. I don't bake a lot of fish, but maybe if I start doing these lettuce wrap stuff more often, I'll bake more fish. It's a little bit healthier, I don't know. I'm getting kind of old, Butters. Got to start thinking about stuff like that.
Heart health.
Heart health. Because especially if we're going to be dragging sleds up and down the side of a hill, can't be packing on the pounds.
Making mile-long treks.
Yeah.
1.5 mile long treks.
See.
Sometimes, though, those are the best spots, man.
Dude, I was sore.
When you got to put in that extra... I was sore for...
I've been sore.
I was sore the next day.
I've been sore all week.
And I think until Tuesday morning, I finally was like, okay, all right, my body's back to normal. Like,
I wasn't back to normal till like today. Like, I'm pretty sure if I get up, I'll feel it right now because we've been sitting.
yeah.
I'm like, ooh, man, I still feel it. But I should be back to normal by tomorrow.
We're getting
I think.
old.
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, baked fish, something I gotta start considering more.
I need to start taking fish oil for my joints.
Just eat more fish.
Or eat more fish.
Catfish. I'm pretty sure catfish got good fish oils.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the species that I was excited to catch
This year?
This weekend.
Oh yeah, I was excited to catch everything because I knew, well, based on previous experience, if we go to the honey hole, we got a good chance of catching everything. Nothing super big. Well, your wiper was pretty big. You had your
Yeah.
PB wiper.
I did.
I was a little jealous. Like, man, that's a good fish.
Didn't know what the hell was going on for a minute.
Cause a dang janky ass reel of yours.
That reel was Abu Garcia junk.
Yeah, Abu Garcia later.
Yeah, it was. We're sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I got a fish, and I'm reeling, and I'm thinking, well, why is it not coming up? Why am I not feeling anything the whole time? This wiper's just pulling drag out of my out of my pole.
It was pulling line, but the drag was not making any sound.
No noise.
And I'm thinking like, man, does this guy have his drag cranked down all the way?
And then I finally tightened it down, and I felt the fish, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is a real fish." And luckily, I was able to land it. Yeah,
big wiper.
Yeah, it was probably 5-6 pounds somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'd say I'd put it around 5 or 6 pounds. Now wiper, now that's a fish I can look at and be like, okay, that's a 5 or 6 pounder, because I catch a lot of those.
Yeah, you do. It was my, I don't know, it was probably my second decent one through the ice this year.
Yeah,
but
I haven't caught a decent one yet.
They're fun, man,
dude.
I love it, and I understand why you target them and you chase them. And I was just lucky enough that one bit.
Most fun that I've had on the ice, hands down. And open water.
What's crazy is the difference from last year to this year that we've noticed. Because that fish was at like 18, 19 feet.
Yeah, he was not. Yeah, he was suspended off the bottom.
He wasn't hugging the bottom.
He wasn't hugging the bottom
like they normally, like what we've experienced, like they normally do. So it was kind of cool to see a fish like that. Yeah. Not be
super tight on bottom.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it had something to do with the weather. Warmer temps and they're not as tight to the bottom.
And cloudy skies.
Yeah.
We didn't have super high skies. Yeah, maybe that let them, come up a bit. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, it might be like that this time. Next time, we could have similar conditions, and the fish act totally different.
Yeah. I don't know. There was something special about it because, kind of a little spoiler alert here. I was using no bait, and they were just smashing my pinhead.
Yeah, clam. Get a hold of this guy, man. He got a clam hub. He got clam bibs using clam lures.
It was crazy. I was using a pinhead minnow and a clam tikka minnow, smallest size that you can use, and I was catching everything besides channel cats on it.
Yep.
And then I got the second day. I was like, all right, I got to put some meat on.
Yeah.
Then I finally caught a channel cat. I can be stubborn like that sometimes.
See, I kept using bait because, sure, you can catch catfish on plastics and they might hit a bare spoon, but if you really want to catch catfish through the ice, you gotta have bait.
Yeah.
Or you gotta have meat.
Yeah.
That's why, even though I didn't need meat to catch the other species that we were catching, like the white bass, crappies, wipers, I knew there could be like a 10-pound catfish roaming around down there. And my best chance to catch one would be with some pieces of bait, like whether that's minnow head, cut bait, whatever.
I watched this guy catch like 7-8 channel cat before I decided to put on a piece of bait. I'm like, all right, one more fish and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Stubborn.
Yeah. Bunch of numbers. I haven't caught anything huge yet, but that's okay. It's still early. It is barely the beginning of January.
The season really just began.
Yeah, I mean, normally in previous years, we just now would be maybe getting out.
Yeah, because it's
today's January
5th. Yeah, so I mean, last 2 years I've been out first week in January 1st. So yeah, I'd be like 4 or 5 days into the ice season compared to the last 2 years. This year I started the first week of December, so
yeah, you went up north though, right?
Yeah, I got a head start on everybody. Kind of had the itch a little bit early.
See, man, if I'm gonna travel to go ice fishing, I gotta go catch something different. I can't be going up to Minnesota to catch crappies.
You ever caught eel pout?
No.
Well, there you go. They got eel pout up in Minnesota.
They do.
I just saw Nick Lindner. He caught a giant up there.
A eel pout would be cool. I don't know. I want to catch a striper. That is the fish I want to catch through the ice.
Oh.
A blue cat would be cool too.
Those two would be dope. I think for locally, I think a northern.
Northern.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even be that local for us. Not around here.
You don't think so? I think I'd have to go up to southern.
Oh, camera turned off.
Think I'd have to go up to southern Minnesota.
Oh, I meant locally, like in our area. You're gonna have to drive. Okay, anyways. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let me rewind real quick. When I say locally for pike, I'm talking. You're gonna have to drive at least an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah. There's a shot up by a body of water up by my old hometown. A shot. But
It'd be like a unicorn, though, wouldn't it?
No. It's doable.
I don't know. I guess Minnesota would be the best bet to go catch pike.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For some reason, pike aren't that high on my list of fish I want to catch. I do want to catch fish. I mean, pike. But it isn't super high on my list.
I like fish that make big screaming drag runs.
But I do watch Clayton Schick, and he catches a bunch of big pike, and man, that looks fun.
Up in Canada, though.
That is Canada, but you get that in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. They get some really nice fish up there, up north.
Yeah. Oh, striper though, man. That's the fish. That is the fish I want to catch through the ice.
I actually watched a couple videos on that the other day. Stripers through the ice.
I guess it's not super common. I know people on the East Coast do it, like up in the northeastern region of the country.
That's one of the videos I was watching.
Yeah. I don't know if you watch Sea Money.
I think so.
He's like from Jersey, has a super strong Jersey accent.
Yeah.
I think he's from Jersey. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, this guy's catching stripers through the ice. That's something I want to do.
It'd be cool, just to catch one.
I've only caught one striper in my entire life.
Like, I think if you go there and you only catch one, I think you made your trip.
I think so.
Unless
it's like 1 10-incher or something like.
Yeah. You catch a striper that's smaller than your biggest hybrid through the ice, you're kind of like,
right.
It's not the same.
But
I think you'd have to catch like a
30-incher,
28 to 30 inch.
See, I want to eat one.
Yeah.
I think if I catch one big enough through the ice, I would eat it. Like the smallest size that I could keep to eat. I wouldn't keep a big one.
No.
Because that's just too much fish.
Just to see what they taste like.
Yeah. I'm guessing they taste like a wiper. Probably not that great, but it'll probably be fine.
I imagine there's probably a good red strip of meat in there.
I'm pretty sure there is too.
Yeah.
It'll probably be fine. It probably won't compare to walleye or crappie or bluegill or catfish even. I really like catfish. I don't know. We'll see. I gotta catch one first before I can, even talk about eating one.
You say catfish are your favorite through the ice, fish wise?
Yeah, I think catfish is my favorite.
In the wintertime?
In the wintertime. More than crappie.
More than crappie or walleye?
Yeah. It's close, though. It's not like by a huge margin.
No, yeah.
It's very close. Walleyes are kind of high up for me because I don't eat a lot of walleyes. So they're, they get the benefit of being a fish I don't eat all the time. So when I do eat it, I really enjoy it.
So I tried perch for the first time this year.
Perch is good.
I put perch right up there with walleye.
Yeah,
it's pretty similar.
Yeah, walleye is in the perch family.
I don't know if I could probably put catfish over walleye through the ice.
It's stinking good, man.
I don't think there's anything. I'd rather eat catfish through the ice than in the summer.
Oh, for sure. I don't mind them in the summer, but
they're not bad.
It's just that much better in the winter.
I think it's a different taste.
It is. I don't know. It's like every fish that you would eat during the summertime, it just tastes so much better through the ice. Doesn't matter what kind of fish it is.
Right. Because it's cold water fish.
Yeah, it's cold water.
Stays cold the whole time.
Yeah,
Throughout cold transportation to your home.
And that's how you keep fish fresh. You throw them on ice.
Right.
And then you're already ice fishing. You literally throw them on ice by just leaving them on top of the ice.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I don't keep so much in the summertime, is because I don't always have ice on hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't always take a cooler with ice out.
You're kind of far from the mic.
On the lake with me. I don't take ice out there, so I don't always keep as much in the summertime.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's easier to keep fish during ice fishing because you got your sled too. So you keep a few fish. I had to bring a bucket, whatever, throw them in my sled. It's all good. Even though I haven't kept a catfish yet. Actually, I've kept catfish.
You gave it away though.
But I gave it away.
Give it away.
Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers. So I haven't eaten one through the ice yet. But we did eat crappies. That was pretty good.
Yeah. You gave the catfish away for a good cause, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so, somebody needed it more than I did.
Then the other fish, the guy didn't really need them, but we gave them to him.
Well, his family benefited.
Yeah.
So I'm fortunate with the fact that I can just go fishing whenever I want, pretty much.
We both are.
With barring weather or work, I could pretty much go fishing whenever I want. And then if I really wanted to eat fish, there's a pond like 5 minutes from my house. I could go catch bluegills if I was desperate to eat fish.
That saves on the gas mileage.
Oh, dude. And for some reason, I have not fished it yet.
Maybe we should do that this weekend.
Maybe.
Or weekday.
I say during the week,
yeah.
Like after work, it would be a good spot just to go because it's literally 5 minutes from my house. And I've gone there to catch bait.
Maybe we'll go there Monday.
Yeah, probably Monday. Sometime next week, just a random day during the week. I get out, I get home at 4, get out there, fish for an hour, catch some bluegills. They just got some catfish in there. Some crappies. I've never seen a big crappie there, but I know there's crappies in there.
You just gotta make $100 bet and they'll appear.
$100 bet?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't understand.
I made a bet with a buddy one time that we were fishing this pond, this farm pond. We'd been fishing it for a couple years. Never caught a crappie. And one night we were having a couple drinks, and the night before we went back to down to go fishing at this pond, and my buddy said, "Oh, there's no crappie in there." I said, "I bet you $100 there's crappie in there." He said, "Oh, yeah, right." Well, we shook on it, and next day we go there and we're fishing. We're using minnow and a bobber, and I see him. He misses a fish, and I watch the bite happen, and I'm like, "That's a crappie bite." So I throw my bobber and minnow right out by where his pole was, where he had his bobber.
Yeah.
Don't reel in. It was like a 3-pound, 14.5-inch farm pond crappie.
Yeah, if there's only gonna be 5 crappies in a pond, they're gonna be huge.
And I caught one.
Yeah, that's cool.
He ended up having to pay me $100.
Damn.
So if there's a crappie in there, I'll find it.
Oh no, this is I think it's gonna be a pretty good season this season.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's just getting started. I can't wait to go camping. Looking forward to catching new fish. Stripers. That is my number one, right? If I could catch a striper this season through the ice, I don't think I'd be able to top that.
Striper through the ice.
What is your number one?
Muskie through the ice?
That'd be cool too, but stripers hold a higher place in my heart because it is a fish with stripes, and you guys know I love fish with stripes.
If I could catch any fish through the ice?
What is your number one fish you want to catch through the ice this season? Or I guess any season. Until you catch that fish, it'll be a different fish. But what is your number one fish you want to catch through the ice?
That's a tough question.
Come on, Butters. Ball's in your court. I don't know how it's not a striper, to be honest.
For this season,
Any season.
I'll just say for this season, striper would be number one.
Don't let me influence your decision.
Just because I know, like just from watching videos, and it'd be a blast. Striper would be number one. Blue cat be close number two.
Yeah, blue cat would be cool.
And they both would be new species. So
right, and they both potentially could get huge.
Yes, it'd be giant fish being pulled through the ice.
Yeah, muskie would be cool. A muskie is probably more realistic.
That's a unicorn
for us. Yeah, it is a unicorn.
It's a unicorn open water.
Yeah. I don't know. Stripers, that's it for me. If I catch a striper through the ice. I won't say I'll quit ice fishing, but I'll be like, well, my season, it would make my season.
What's your favorite rod right now that you got in your arsenal?
The one that catches fish.
Oh, this guy.
I like using them all.
Yeah.
It
just depends on what style of fishing you're doing.
Yeah. I got the noodle for dead sticking, a small spoon with the minnow, or I'll use a tungsten and plastic with another noodle. And then there's jigging. It is hard to beat jigging and feeling the bite with a carbon, though. It's very hard to beat.
Call me weird, but through last weekend's experience, I kind of like using a power stick, a little bit stiffer rod.
You need to get yourself a carbon.
And jigging with it. I don't know. For some reason, I felt like I was having better time feeling the bite with that.
Well, you don't feel the bite. Well, you're not supposed to feel the bite with the noodle.
You're supposed to watch the tip.
I'm over here yelling at this guy. Hey, you got a bite. He's using a noodle. He's like, I see his rod tail go, doof, and he's just sitting there. Like, dude, you got a bite.
I just keep jigging.
Like, you got one, man. Yeah, you can't go in with a tool thinking that it's going to do something else. Like, you can't go in with a power noodle. Like, I like this other rod better because I can feel the bite better on this rod. Well, that's not the point of a noodle. Right? You get what I'm saying?
I understand.
I'm like, dude, you got one. Just set the hook already.
It was funny. Yeah, it's only my third year, man. I'm still learning. I still learn every time I go out ice fishing.
I know. I always learn stuff too. That's the thing about fishing. There's always stuff you can learn.
I do need a carbon rod though.
You do need a carbon rod.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I need to get a hold of Sean. I broke one of my noodles, so.
Well, he's done taking orders for the season.
It's okay.
Next season.
I'll get him and I'll hit him up early ice.
Well, I don't know. Oh, you got anything else, Butters? I think we're pushing it longer than I thought we'd go. Maybe we just kind of treaded the same ground over and over, but it's an hour and 15 minutes already.
Not too bad.
You got anything else?
Just looking forward to catching a monster. That's the next goal, man. Big fish.
Yeah, define monster. Define big fish. Like, what are you talking? Like a 14-inch crappie, or are you talking about like a?
I'm talking like
5-pound bass.
I'm talking like maybe like a 12 to 18-pound channel cat.
That would be good.
Or
that's a big Iowa channel cat.
Or
that's a big channel cat anywhere, actually.
Or a 28-inch walleye. That's 29, 30-inch walleye. I'm always looking for a 30-inch walleye.
A 30-inch walleye is like a 15-pound wiper.
Yeah, they don't come along very often.
No, not often at all.
But they're there.
They are there.
And the opportunities are there, so you just got to be there at the right place at the right time and hope they bite.
Yeah, I just hope I catch a striper. I hope I get the opportunity to catch a striper through the ice this season. But other than that, man, I just hope we keep catching fish, hoping to stay healthy so I can go fishing. Right. Because, man, like, stuff's been going around. People catching, stomach bugs, the flu, COVID's, that ain't going anywhere. Nope. So I just hope I can stay healthy, keep fishing, keep making videos. If you guys made it this far, share, like, leave a review. I know this format's a little bit different. I'm still not sure what's gonna happen with the podcast because it's just me. I'll try my best. I can't make any promises that I could grind out a podcast a week or every other week or just get one out whenever I can, once a month. I don't know. It might be kind of more laid back, just whenever. Hey, you want to record a podcast with whoever, and if that's what it is, then that's what it is. Other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys later.
See you guys.